Hello there. Say hi to the newcomer. I recently got this old diamond Back Topanga off Facebook Marketplace, and it's going to be my project bike for an indefinite amount of time. I bought it from an old man, a former rally co-pilot. We had a nice chat about his past races, being myself an enthusiast of rally. He was such a lovely person. That's one of my favorite things of secondhand shopping. I think one of the best things, the interaction with your community. Even if it's just for a single occasion, you are still creating memories through these social interactions. In fact, I'm still here talking about this guy to you right now. Anyway, this morning my friend Andy came over to help me with the bike and the filming. For this time, we decided to strip down the bike a little bit, to clean it from dust and to remove a little rust in the seat post and the handlebar stem holes. They weren't really looking good. I know nothing about bike wrenching yet, so I'm learning everything as I go. If you see something horrendous, please let me know in the comments. How can I do better? For this time, we're only going to change the tires. I was lucky to find these Maxxis DTH with the 10 wall on sale for half the price. I'm very excited to try them. I didn't really picture myself buying these because they were quite expensive, but considering the sale, I decided to go for it. I already had some parts laying around in my garage from a previous project that I never got the chance to actually start, and little by little they will go on this one. I still gotta figure out how to mount them and what other parts I need to make my project come true. That will take a little time, but I guess we will enjoy the process all together maybe. I guess the next change will be the stem and the handlebars, just to change the feel of the bike altogether. The bike is looking fantastic, and I love the contrast of black, chrome, purple and brown. I gave Andy the honors of trying it first, since he offered to help with filming and wrenching.
Let's go. Let's go.
He seemed to have a lot of fun, just like I did.
Yeah.
Sadly, that weekend the weather was not the best, so I had to wait a couple of days of rain to get out and try the bike for the first time. I thought there was no better place to test the bike than the hills behind the city. The one that you are used to by now, I think. As always, I'm enjoying the last bits of autumn as winter approaches, especially during these days. The temperature is starting to drop down. I gotta say, autumn colors go perfectly with this bicycle. The bike feels profoundly different compared to my road bike. The frame is considerably smaller, probably not even my size, but it looked cool, so I think we can figure out the fitting through the handlebars and the seat post. With smaller and wider tires, climbing hills gets more difficult. Although it's easier to maneuver, especially in sharp turns, it's very agile. And feels way less fragile and delicate due to the steel frame. I think it's a perfect recipe for a commuter. I'm extremely grateful for the engagement in the past videos. It's not much, although I was expecting even less, so I'm super happy about it. As always, you're welcome to express yourself in the comments, let me know what you think, give some suggestions, hints, or whatever you want to write. I'll gladly read all the comments. As always, I decided to climb to the historical city center. It's always wonderful to get around here, whatever the season. Of course, I had to stop at a local cafe for a nice espresso. I didn't film anything inside, but I had a lovely chat with barista about coffee and travels. I guess I can call myself a regular. I think that's how you call yourself when you automatically start chatting with the shop owner. Or extroverted, but I'm definitely not on that side. Funnily enough, there's at least a cat in each of my videos if you noticed. I'll try to keep this stable, although it's not under my control. I also got the occasion to admire the bike a little bit. The climb was quite slow and tiresome, again due to the smaller bike and the wider wheels, although I managed. I decided to climb again until the viewpoint you saw in the last video. This time, however, we'll go down from the other side of the hills, getting far away from the city and exploring the surroundings a little bit. I always loved these hillside houses, but I don't want to imagine the price, considering they're also very old. Bergamo has never been that expensive as a city, although I heard it's getting more and more expensive as more people get out of Milan, since living there has become way too much prohibitive. Right now I'm still a student, so buying a house is not really behind the corner, although I like to keep myself informed and aware of the situation. Who knows where I'll find myself living in the future. This place is not that bad at all though. I'm quite scared, but at the same time curious about these stuff. I guess we'll figure out. Tiny Fiat Panda appreciation moment, an icon of Italy. I love these narrow paths. They make for a fun and scenic descent, without cars and barely no people, especially during autumn and winter. While riding the bike, I noticed bumps on my tires, both on the front and the rear. I was worried something was wrong with them, but it turned out to be the tire bead not sitting properly on the rims. Everything was fixed with a little bit of soft pea water. The more you learn, I guess. I have to say I already knew most of the roads you've seen in the video. They're quite local around my town. But then at a certain point I saw some men walking outside the beaten path in a tiny walkway. I decided to follow them and ride past them, and I found myself in this little horse shed just next a tiny creek. It is probably an artificial canal used for agricultural purposes. You can find many of these around here. It still gives off a nice atmosphere. Everything is better with the sound of running water. Northern Italy in general is just a contrast of modern and traditional, fast and slow, new and old. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I don't. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, I'll see you soon.